Hello and welcome. In this video, I'm going to present to you the release notes of Boyum IT's Beas Manufacturing 2022.04. We're going to start out with the highlights and then outline the new features and improvements of the fresh release. Stay with me and get familiar with all that the new release has to offer. These are the most important areas improved or added in this version. We have added new functionality to MRP. Now you can send an inventory transfer request to a replenishment warehouse. We also redesigned the button setup, fields and columns. Working closely with the Productmex WMS team, we have added support to synchronize Beas reservations and WMS lockings in both systems. Our new web app, the work order issue by SSCC, can be used by WMS users as part of the integration between the two products, but can be used by customers without WMS installation as well. For Beas script users, we have improved user rights to control the access to the SQL editor and the debug scripts. Let's see all this in details. We have added new functionality to MRP. Now you can create an inventory transfer request to a replenishment warehouse directly from MRP. For this, we have added new columns in the recommendation list and a new tab in the requirement area called Transfer. Here you can define the replenishment warehouse, the supplier, the delivery date, and the quantity to transfer. With the new transfer request button, you can create the transfer request right away. The created request then will be displayed in the Inflow and Outflow tab. For user case scenarios, please check our demonstration video on YouTube. When clicking on Mode, you can define an action for each item. An important improvement in this new version is that the Purchase and Production Request buttons have been merged into the new Create Request button. With this, you can generate documents for each line with one click according to what was defined in the configuration wizard. For buy actions, a purchase request. For make actions, production request. And for transfer actions, inventory transfer request. For transfer actions, you must define a replenishment warehouse in the corresponding field. The replenishment stock is indicated in a new column. With this new app, the WMS customer can create a work order material issue based on SSCC information. You can select the work order manually or by barcode. The app displays all related lines. You can scan GS1 128 barcode or manually choose material that you want to issue for the work order. After selecting the work order position, the system switches to the Lines tab. In this tab, you can click on an item to add the quantities to allocate in the last tab, Line. After entering the mandatory information, click Save to create the issue document. The app can be used by WMS customers to work with SSCCs. If you are not a WMS customer, you can still use this new app by taking advantage of the GS1 improvement, which provides for a faster registration of the material that has GS1 code loaded with the corresponding item code, batch number, and quantity. To define how to handle an SSCC in a work order issue, we created a setting with 3 parameters in the app settings. For details on different user case scenarios for WMS and non-WMS users, please check our demonstration videos and our new documentation in the Beas Online Help. Lockings from WMS and reservations in Beas created by each system are automatically synchronized and so reflected in the other system. Over-reservation is not possible. The systems validate the reservation status before the creation of any SAP documents, and both systems ensure that reservation rules are not broken. Beas reservations can only be removed in Beas, and WMS locking can only be removed in WMS. In Beas, the synchronization with the WMS locking system can be activated in the Beas configuration wizard. The parameter is set to inactive by default. For more details and examples, please visit our help page and click on Beas WMS integration documentation. Now you can validate if the user has rights to open the SQL editor screen and to validate user scripts from the debug script system. In case of the Exec SQL button, the system checks if the user has the right to execute SQL, and at the Editor button, it checks if the user has the right to access the script editor. For more information, please check our corresponding release videos, the release article, and the documentation page. Thank you very much for your attention.